Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving headfirst into the delicious and, yeah, sometimes intimidating world of Korean spicy food. So if you've ever wanted to conquer K-Spicy but had no idea where to even begin, consider this your official survival guide.
So, picture this. You walk into a Korean restaurant, and this is probably one of the very first questions you're going to hear. And trust me, this is not just small talk. How you answer this question, it sets the tone for your entire meal. It's part friendly warning, part thrilling invitation. Exactly. Because eating spicy food in Korea is so much more than just what's on your plate. It's a social event, it's a way to blow off steam, and it's this really fun, shared challenge. It's not something you should be afraid of. It's an adventure right into the heart of the culture.
Okay, so first things first, let's get our heads in the right space. Before you even think about picking up those chopsticks, you've got to understand the cultural mindset behind all that heat.
And this concept is absolutely key. It's called Mapbusim. Think of it as this, playful pride people have in their spice tolerance. It's not about being tough or anything, it's just a really fun part of the whole dining experience. Almost like a friendly competition where everyone ends up winning because they're all sharing in the pain and the pleasure together.
Now, a very, very important warning. If your Korean friend ever says, "Oh, don't worry, this isn't that spicy," you should proceed with extreme caution. Why? Because their baseline for what spicy even means is on a whole different planet. For a lot of people, a bowl of shinramyeon is just a mild snack. So their "not that spicy" could very well be your "someone please call the fire department."
Okay, so to avoid falling into that friendly trap, you need more than just context. You need a map, an objective map. So let's talk numbers and build a reliable guide to the K-Spicy universe.
And here it is. We can use these common instant noodles as a kind of practical Scoville scale. It starts with shinramyeon, our benchmark, then moves up to the world-famous buldak, and it just keeps climbing all the way to Yomra Daewang, which, by the way, literally translates to King of Hell Ramen. Yeah, the name pretty much says it all.
So if there's one number I want you to burn into your brain, it's this one, right here. 3,400 Scoville heat units. This is not just some random number. This is your North Star for navigating everything K-Spicy.
You see, everything is measured against shinramyeon. If someone tells you a dish is about as spicy as shinramyeon, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. If you can finish a bowl of this comfortably, then congratulations. You have officially unlocked the beginner levels of the K-Spicy world.
But hang on, there's a catch. Not all Scoville units feel the same. Think about it. In a soupy ramen, all that heat is kind of diluted in the broth. But in a soupless ramen, like buldak, that fiery sauce is clinging to every single noodle. It's a direct, intense hit to your tongue. So a good rule of thumb, a soupless ramen feels about 1.5 times spicier than the number on the box.
All right, you get the culture, you've got your Scoville map, now you need your gear. Let's talk about the practical tools that are going to help you not just survive, but actually thrive on your spicy food quest.
I want you to think about this like a 3-stage mission. Stage 1 is before the fire. You got to build a defensive wall. Never, ever go in on an empty stomach. Coat it with something like yogurt or cheese. Stage 2, during the challenge, is when you fight the fire with the right equipment. And Stage 3, after the storm, is all about helping your system cool down and recover.
So what is that equipment? Here are your fire extinguishers. The most important thing to remember is that capsaicin, that's the chemical that makes peppers hot, is fat-soluble. It is not water-soluble. That's why chugging water does basically nothing. You need fat. So milk, dairy products, and get this, mayonnaise are your absolute best friends. They scientifically break down and wash away that spicy chemical. And this might be the most powerful tool in your entire arsenal. Dol mapge heijuseo. Come on, say it with me. Dol mapge heijuseo. It's a magic phrase. It just means, please make it less spicy. It is a completely normal thing to ask, and there is absolutely no shame in using it to find your perfect heat level.
Okay, now that you are armed with all this knowledge and these survival tactics, let's have a little fun with it. It is time to figure out where you stand on the Mapbusim spectrum with a quick self-diagnosis test. Let's see where you land. I'm just going to ask you 3 quick questions. Keep track of how many yes answers you have. Ready? Okay, number 1. Do you get excited when you see a menu item has a fiery red sauce? Number 2. Can you finish a whole package of the original Bulldog ramen all by yourself without any help? And number 3. Do you believe sweating while eating a spicy meal is actually a fantastic way to relieve stress? All right, pencils down. Let's see the results. If you had 0 or 1 yeses, you are a spicy beginner. You're just starting your journey, and that's awesome. If you got 2 yeses, you are a spicy challenger. That is seriously impressive. And if you answered yes to all 3, well, you are an honorary Korean. And honestly, we bow to your legendary spice tolerance. So we know how to survive it, but why? I mean, why is there this deep cultural love for something that is, scientifically speaking, just pain? Let's dive a little deeper and explore the soul of K-spicy. This quote just nails it perfectly. It's not about the pain itself. It's about the feeling that comes after the pain. It's that exhilarating rush, that sense of accomplishment. It's a thrill ride for your mouth.
And here's the cool science behind it. That capsaicin chemical tricks the pain receptors in your mouth. Your brain gets this panic signal like, we're on fire. So in response, it floods your system with endorphins, your body's own natural painkillers, and dopamine, the pleasure chemical. So you push through the pain, and your reward is this natural, euphoric high. It's basically a biohack for stress relief.
And what's really fascinating is that this intense love for spice is actually a pretty modern thing. Chili peppers only showed up in Korea around the late 16th century. For hundreds of years before that, kimchi was mostly white. The fiery red food we all know and love today really took off in the 20th century and then just exploded across the globe in the 21st. So, you have the cultural context, you've got the scientific knowledge, and you have your practical survival kit. I think you are more than ready to go on your very first K-spicy quest. So here it is, your final checklist for success. 1. Know your Shin Ramyun benchmark. 2. Protect your stomach before you start. 3. Keep your fire extinguishers like milk or mayo on the table, ready to go. 4. Don't you dare be afraid to use that magic phrase. And 5. The most important one, remember, this is a social adventure, not some solo competition. It's about the shared laughter and the memories you're going to make. And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. We've seen how, for many people, a spicy Korean meal tells the story of enduring stress to find a moment of catharsis and release. And that kind of makes you wonder, what story does your own favorite comfort food tell about you? Thanks for joining me.